The sun rose slowly over the desert planet of Zirin, painting the sand dunes in gold and red. Small settlements of humans were scattered across the dry plains, each one protected by walls made from metal scraps and stone. Most people believed the planet was quiet and safe, but Liam, a young scout, had a different feeling. From the moment he stepped out of the settlement that morning, he felt an uneasy weight in the air. Something was coming, something dangerous. Liam climbed the highest dune near his camp to scout the horizon. His sharp eyes scanned the distance. The wind blew sand into his face, and the sun burned his skin. But he did not stop. That's when he saw it, shadows, tall and fast, moving across the distant plains. At first, he thought it was just a trick of the sunlight, but the movement was too organized. It wasn't random. The shadows were approaching, and they were not human. He ran back to the settlement as fast as he could. His heart pounded. He found the elders in the central square, talking quietly. Elders. Liam shouted, "There are strange humanoids coming from the north. They are fast, and they are organized. We need to prepare." Elder Bryn looked at him calmly. "Liam, you worry too much. Zirin has been safe for decades. There's no threat. You must not spread fear." Liam shook his head. "I saw them with my own eyes. They are huge, taller than any human, and they move together. Please, we must warn everyone." The elder sighed and waved his hand. "Scout, your imagination is strong. Rest now. We will watch, but do not cause panic." Liam left the square with a heavy heart. He knew the elders would not believe him until it was too late. He decided to take action on his own. He ran through the settlement, checking on the small families, making sure they were ready to move if danger came. Mira, his close friend, ran alongside him. "You really think they are coming?" she asked, her voice shaking. "I do," Liam said firmly. "I can feel it. Something is not right." That night, the wind howled like a warning through the settlement. Liam and Mira sat on the edge of the walls, eyes fixed on the horizon. The stars were bright, but the darkness between them felt heavy. Then came the sound of deep, rumbling roar that shook the ground beneath them. The humans froze, listening. It was unlike anything they had ever heard. "They are here," Liam whispered in the distance. Huge shapes moved closer. The humanoids were tall and muscular, with glowing eyes that reflected the moonlight. Their movements were smooth, almost silent, yet terrifyingly fast, even from afar. Liam could see their precision. They were hunters, and the humans were their prey. The alarm bells rang through the settlement. Families scrambled to gather their few belongings. Elder Bryn ran alongside the people, finally realizing the danger was real. Everyone, to the escape tunnels, moved quickly. Liam led a group through the narrow paths behind the walls. Mira held the hands of two small children, guiding them with determination. The roar of the humanoids grew louder. Dust and sand kicked up as they charged across the plains, their shadows falling over the fleeing humans as they ran. Liam noticed how the humanoids communicated. They used flashes of light from their bodies, signaling to each other without sound. It was eerie and intelligent. "They are not mindless," Liam said. "They plan. We must be smart too." The humans reached the first set of tunnels, hidden under the settlement. They were dark, cold, and narrow, but they offered a chance of survival. Liam looked back once, seeing the humanoids at the edge of the dunes. Their glowing eyes searched for movement. The humans held their breath, hoping the darkness would hide them. Inside the tunnels, the group slowed down, catching their breaths. Mira looked at Liam with wide eyes. "What are they? Why are they hunting us?" "I don't know," Liam admitted, "but we cannot stop. We must keep moving. If we stay, we die." Elder Bryn arrived, leaning heavily against the wall. "Liam, you were right," he said, his voice low. "We underestimated them. We must stay together. Trust your instincts." The group pressed onward through the twisting tunnels, hearing only the distant roar fading behind them. Every step was cautious. Every shadow in the tunnel made them flinch. Liam's mind raced with plans. He knew this was only the beginning. The humanoids were relentless, and Zirin had many dangers beyond the desert plains. As they moved deeper into the tunnels, Liam felt a strange mix of fear and determination. Running was not just survival, it was preparation. If they could survive this night, they could learn to fight, to outsmart the hunters. But first, they had to make it through the dark, together. Liam looked at Mira and the others. "We will survive," he said, more to himself than anyone else. "We must survive. That is the only way." The group pressed on, disappearing into the shadows of the tunnels. Leaving the open plains and the deadly roar behind them, the desert of Zirin was no longer quiet, and the struggle of humanity had begun. The tunnels were dark, cold, and twisting, but Liam led the small group with steady determination. Mira held the hands of the younger children, her eyes wide but alert. Jonas, a strong and quiet man, scanned every corner with careful focus. Tara, nimble and quick, helped guide the way when the floor became uneven. Each step was cautious, yet the humans moved quickly, knowing the hunters were fast and clever. The roar of the humanoids had faded, but Liam did not trust the silence. He had seen their speed and coordination on the dunes. These creatures were not mindless. They communicated in flashes of light that could be seen from great distances. They were organized hunters, and humans could not fight them head-on. Survival depended on running, hiding, and thinking ahead. Hours passed as the group moved through the twisting tunnels. The air was damp and carried a strange metallic smell. Strange shadows flickered on the walls, cast by cracks in the stone where light from above touched. The tunnel, every sound, the drip of water, the scuff of footsteps made them tense. The children tried to stay quiet, but fear made them fidget and cry softly. Mira comforted them, whispering words of courage. Liam stopped for a moment at a junction where 3 tunnels met. He knelt, examining the markings on the wall. They were old, carved symbols that suggested humans had been in these tunnels before. Perhaps they had run from the same hunters long ago. Liam traced the symbols with his fingers, thinking, if humans had survived here before, there might be a safe path forward. "We need to choose carefully," Liam said quietly. "One wrong turn, and we may meet them again." Jonas nodded. "I think this path," he said, pointing to the tunnel on the right. "It slopes downward. It may lead to water or shelter." The group moved forward, following the chosen path. Soon, they came to an underground river, its water clear but cold. The sound of flowing water filled the cavern, masking any noise they made. Liam knelt and tasted the water, nodding. "We can rest and drink here, but only for a short time. They may track us." While the group drank, Tara noticed something moving in the shadows. "Liam, something is there," she whispered. Liam grabbed a torch and held it steady. Across the river, a humanoid figure emerged from the darkness. Its eyes glowed faintly. It did not attack immediately, but it watched. Liam signaled the group to move quietly to a side tunnel that led deeper into the caverns. The humanoid hesitated, then seemed to decide not to follow. The humans' hearts pounded, but relief washed over them. They had escaped again. As they continued, Liam observed the creatures carefully. He noticed that the humanoids were not only hunters, but trackers. They seemed to sense movement, heat, and sound with incredible skill. Every step the humans took had to be calculated. Liam realized that running was not enough. They needed strategy, cleverness, and teamwork to survive. The tunnels became narrower, forcing the humans to move in single file. Sometimes the floor dropped sharply, and they had to climb or jump across gaps. Jonas helped the younger ones, lifting them with care. Mira held the children close, whispering courage into their ears. The group became stronger as they relied on one another. Finally, they emerged into a large cavern filled with strange rock formations. The ceiling was high, and soft light came from glowing crystals embedded in the walls. The beauty of the cavern was calming, and for a moment, the humans felt hope. Liam took a deep breath, thinking, perhaps this place could be a refuge. They could hide here, rest, and plan their next move. But their relief was short-lived. From the far side of the cavern, a deep, echoing roar sounded again. The humanoids had tracked them. Liam stood tall, signaling the group to prepare. "We must move again," he said. "We cannot stay They will not stop until we are gone or captured. Mira's eyes filled with fear, but she nodded. Where will we go? She asked. We follow the tunnels, Liam replied. There's always a way. We just have to find it. The group pressed on, climbing over jagged rocks, crawling through narrow passages, and using the water to mask their movements. They were tired, hungry, and afraid, but their spirits did not break. Every obstacle made them smarter. Every challenge strengthened their resolve. Liam knew that running was teaching them skills they would need to survive in the long term. As they moved deeper into the caverns, the humanoid's roars grew fainter. Liam paused to listen. We have bought ourselves some time, he said, but we must keep going. We cannot stop until we find a safe place. The humans pressed onward, their small lights flickering against the walls of the tunnel. Liam led. With focus and courage, Mira stayed close to the children. Jonas kept watch for danger, and Tara scouted ahead when possible. Each step was life or death, yet each step brought them closer to survival. For now, the group had escaped the open plains and the immediate danger of the hunters. But Zirn was still a hostile world. Liam knew that running would not always be enough. They would need to find shelter, allies, and perhaps a way to fight back. For tonight, survival meant moving forward, trusting each other, and never letting fear take control. With determination, the humans disappeared deeper into the twisting caverns, leaving the roars behind and entering the unknown. The group moved cautiously through the tunnels, their footsteps echoing softly against the stone walls. Liam led the way, holding a small torch in his hand. The children stayed close to Mira, who whispered words of courage to keep their spirits strong. Jonas carried a few supplies they had managed to bring along, while Tara scanned ahead, alert for any signs of danger. The air was damp, and strange shadows flickered as their lights passed over the uneven walls. After several hours of careful movement, they noticed something unusual. The tunnel widened, revealing a smooth surface covered by a layer of sand and dust. Liam bent down, brushing away the sand with his hands. Beneath, he saw a metallic floor and faint markings that suggested it was a man-made structure. His heart beat faster. This could be a refuge, he said quietly. We may not have to run for long if we can explore carefully. The group stepped inside slowly, eyes wide with curiosity. The chamber was large and silent, filled with old equipment covered in dust. Broken consoles and faded screens suggested it had once been a research outpost. Liam examined the walls and found faded maps showing tunnels and hidden areas beneath the planet's surface. Look, he said, pointing. These tunnels could lead us to safety. There may be other humans here too. Mira knelt beside one of the consoles, brushing the dust away. Maybe we can find food and water here, she said hopefully. We need supplies to survive. Jonas checked the storage compartments, opening containers carefully. Inside, they found sealed packets of food, bottles of water, and a few medical kits. This will help, he said with relief. We can rest and regain strength. Tara examined the ceiling and walls. There are signs that humanoids may have been here too. She warned, we must stay alert. This place could be a trap. Liam nodded. We cannot assume it is completely safe, but it is better than the open plains. We need to move carefully, but we also need to plan. If we can survive here, we can prepare for what comes next. As they explored deeper, Liam noticed carvings on the walls, symbols that seemed familiar. He ran his fingers over them, remembering the markings from the tunnels outside. Humans have been here before, he said. Maybe they ran from the same hunters. They may have left clues we can use. The group worked together to understand the technology in the outpost. Jonas carefully powered up one of the old screens. It flickered to life, showing maps of underground passages and potential hiding spots. The map suggested a network of tunnels leading to caverns filled with water and natural shelters. This could be our safe path, Liam said. If we can follow it, we may finally have a chance to stop running for a while. That night, the group set up a small camp inside the refuge. They shared the food and water they found, taking turns keeping watch. Mira stayed close to the children, holding them as they slept. Liam sat near the entrance, listening to the silence. For the first time since the humanoids appeared, he felt a small measure of safety. But he knew it would not last forever. The hunters were patient and clever. They would not give up easily. While resting, the group discussed their next steps. "We cannot stay here forever," Liam said. "Eventually, we will need to move deeper into the tunnels. But we can use this time to rest, learn about the outpost, and prepare." Mira looked at him with concern. "What if they find us here?" she asked softly. "We must be ready," Liam replied. "We have survived so far because we are smart and careful. That will continue to be our strength. We can use the outpost to our advantage." The following morning, the group began exploring the tunnels shown on the old maps. They discovered hidden doors and passages that led to natural caverns filled with clean water and soft moss. Liam marked each path carefully, making notes on how to return if needed. Tara scouted ahead, testing each tunnel for safety, while Jonas reinforced weak areas with debris to prevent collapse. The children stayed close to Mira, learning to move quietly and watch for danger. As they moved deeper into the caverns, Liam noticed small signs of other life footprints in the dust, faint markings on the walls. They were similar to the carvings left by previous humans. "We are not alone in this world," he said. "Others have struggled and survived. We can learn from them." By midday, they found a large chamber with high ceilings and a natural pool of water. The soft light from the glowing crystals on the walls reflected off the water, creating a peaceful scene. The group paused, taking a long drink and feeling the cool water on their faces. For a moment, they allowed themselves to relax, enjoying the calm and safety that seemed so rare in recent days. Liam looked at the group and smiled. "We have found a place to rest and prepare," he said. "The humanoids may come again, but for now, we have a chance. We will survive this because we stay together and we think carefully. This is our hidden refuge, and it will give us the strength to keep going." The group settled near the pool, watching the light from the crystals dance on the walls. Liam knew that the struggle was far from over, but for the first time, he felt hope. They had found a safe place, allies in each other, and a chance to turn fear into courage. Tomorrow, they would explore further, learn more about the tunnels, and prepare for the challenges ahead. But tonight, they rested, knowing they had survived the first stage of the humanoid pursuit. The morning light from the glowing crystals filled the hidden cavern, casting long shadows on the walls. Liam and the group had rested well during the night, but they knew the danger was not over. The humanoids were still out there, hunting with patience and skill. Every step they took now had to be careful, deliberate, and thoughtful. "Are we ready to move deeper?" Liam asked, looking at Mira, Jonas, and Tara. "We have no choice," Mira replied. She adjusted her small pack and took the children's hands. "If we stay, they may find us even here. We need to explore." Jonas examined the map from the old outpost again. "There is a path that leads to another chamber," he said. "It is narrow, but it might give us an advantage. We can use it to hide or set traps if necessary." Liam nodded. "Good. We move together, stay quiet, and watch each other. If anything happens, we react as a team." The group started moving through the narrow tunnel, walls brushing their shoulders as they squeezed forward. The air was damp and earthy, but it carried a faint smell of metal, evidence of the old structures that had once filled the tunnels. Tara moved ahead to scout, her eyes sharp and alert for any sign of danger. After a short distance, they reached a chamber with multiple exits. Liam paused and held up a hand. "We need to decide carefully. We do not know what is waiting for us in any direction." Suddenly, a noise echoed through the cavern, a deep, rumbling sound that made the ground vibrate slightly. The group froze. Liam's heart raced as he realized the humanoids had tracked them into the tunnels. The creatures moved with incredible speed, their glowing eyes appearing in the darkness ahead. "They are here," Liam whispered. "Get ready." The humanoids did not attack immediately. They circled the chamber, watching and signaling to each other with quick flashes of light. Liam realized they were studying the humans. trying to predict their moves. It was clear that the humanoids were not just strong, they were intelligent hunters. Liam made a decision. We will not run blindly. This time, he said, we will use the chamber to our advantage. Follow my lead. He directed the group to take cover behind large rocks and broken pillars. Tara moved along the walls to create distractions, dropping small stones to make noise in different areas. Jonas prepared a simple trap by propping loose rocks above a narrow passage, ready to fall if the humanoids came close. Mira held the children back, her eyes full of concern, but she trusted Liam's plan. The first humanoid entered the chamber, its glowing eyes scanning the area. It stopped suddenly, sensing movement. Liam signaled Tara, and she threw a stone to the far side. The creature turned, confused, and stepped into the narrow passage where Jonas had set the trap. With a crash, the rocks fell, blocking the path and forcing the humanoid to retreat. Another humanoid appeared, moving cautiously. Liam and Jonas pushed a hidden lever on the wall, releasing a cascade of sand and stones from above. The creature was slowed, slipping and struggling as it tried to advance. Mira whispered encouragement to the children, keeping their spirits calm as they watched the careful plan unfold. The group continued to use the environment to their advantage. They ducked behind pillars, redirected the humanoids with sound, and blocked passages to prevent pursuit. Each human acted with courage and intelligence, thinking quickly and cooperating as a team. The humanoids were powerful, but they had not expected humans to fight so cleverly. After several tense minutes, the humanoids retreated. Their glowing eyes disappeared into the darkness of the tunnels, and the rumbling sounds faded. Liam let out a deep breath, wiping sweat from his brow. We did it, he said. We survived the first encounter. But we cannot be careless. They will return. Mira smiled weakly. We are stronger than we thought. She said, we can fight back if we must. Jonas checked the trap and nodded. This place can work in our favor if we prepare carefully. We can stay one step ahead. Liam looked around the chamber, feeling a mixture of relief and determination. The humans had faced danger directly for the first time and had survived. Running had taught them caution, but clever thinking and teamwork had given them power. They were learning that survival was not only about fleeing, it was about strategy, patience, and courage. As they continued through the tunnels, Liam marked the paths they had taken and noted the chambers that could serve as defensive points. Tara scouted ahead while Jonas reinforced weak walls, and Mira stayed close to the children, offering comfort and guidance. Each step they took now was filled with purpose, a step toward understanding how to face the humanoid hunters. The group finally paused in a quiet chamber with soft moss covering the ground. Liam knelt, examining the area. This can be our next resting point, he said. We have survived the first encounter. We are learning. Each challenge makes us stronger. The humanoids may be powerful, but we have something they do not: human ingenuity, courage, and teamwork. We will survive. The humans settled down, feeling safer than before, but knowing the danger was far from over. Liam kept watch at the entrance, his eyes sharp. For the first time, he felt that humans could not only survive, they could fight back, and one day they could win. After the first encounter with the humanoids, Liam and his group moved carefully through the winding tunnels. Each step was cautious, each sound analyzed. The children stayed close to Mira, who whispered words of comfort and courage. Jonas scanned the walls and passages for traps or signs of the hunters. Tara moved ahead, alert for danger, her sharp eyes catching every shadow. Liam led them steadily, knowing that survival depended on both speed and intelligence. After several hours, the tunnel opened into a large chamber that had once been part of a human city. The ruins were quiet and empty, with collapsed walls, broken buildings, and scattered debris. Liam stopped at the entrance, scanning the area carefully. We need to move slowly, he said. There could be dangers hidden among the ruins. The group stepped into the chamber. The air was cooler here, and the soft wind carried the smell of old stone and dust. As they moved among the ruins, they discovered signs of human activity: makeshift shelters, burned out equipment, and the remains of small fires. It was clear that other survivors had been here before. Liam's heart lifted. If humans had survived here before, perhaps they could find allies. Suddenly, a voice called from the shadows. "Who is there?" Liam held up his hands to show peace. "We are humans," he said. "We are survivors. We mean no harm." A small group emerged from behind a broken wall. They were armed with simple weapons and cautious expressions. One of them, a young woman named Nina, stepped forward. "We have been hiding here," she said. "The humanoids came often. We thought no humans were left." "Who are you?" Liam introduced the group. "I am Liam," he said. "This is Mira, Jonas, Tara, and the children. We have been running from the humanoids. We saw your signs and followed the ruins." Nina studied them carefully. "You have survived well," she said. "Most people don't make it this far. We could use your help, and you could use ours." The group felt a new sense of hope. For the first time, they were not completely alone. Liam nodded. "We can work together. We need to find a way to protect ourselves and fight back if necessary." The humans shared food and water, and the children played quietly among the ruins. Nina and her group showed Liam and the others how they had prepared traps and defensive positions in the city. Rocks were stacked to block passages, and simple alarms made of wire and shells alerted them to approaching humanoids. Liam realized that the ruins could become a stronghold if they worked together. Jonas examined the traps and offered improvements. Tara scouted for hidden passages that could give them advantages during a chase. Mira stayed close to the children, teaching them how to move quietly and watch for danger. Liam coordinated with Nina to create a plan. They would use the ruins to slow down the humanoids, giving humans a chance to survive and escape if needed. As they prepared, Liam noticed the signs of the humanoids' hunting patterns. They were seeking energy sources, anything humans might have. They are not just hunting for food. Liam explained. They are looking for power. We have to hide everything we can and make it difficult for them to find us. The group worked together, moving through the ruins with careful coordination. They found hidden tunnels, stacked rocks to create barriers, and placed small warning systems along the paths. Each human used their skills to make the city safer. The combination of knowledge, courage, and teamwork made them feel stronger than ever. That night, the humans gathered in a partially intact building. Liam stood near a window, watching the shadows outside. "We cannot stay hidden forever," he said. "But for now, we have allies. We have learned to prepare. The humanoids will come again. But we are ready. We are not just running, we are thinking, planning, and protecting each other." Mira smiled softly at Liam. "It feels different now," she said. "We are not just surviving. We have a chance to fight back." Nina added, "Together, we can survive and protect more humans. We can turn fear into strength. That is what we must do." The children listened quietly, learning courage from the adults around them. They were small, but they felt hope for the first time in days. The humans settled down for the night, feeling safer in the ruins, knowing that they were not alone. Liam knew the next challenge would come soon. The humanoids were patient, and they would return. But now, the humans had allies, strategies, and the strength of numbers. They could defend themselves and prepare for the next encounter. For the first time, survival felt like more than running. It felt like the start of a fight, a struggle that humans could endure and possibly win. As the moonlight filtered through the broken roof of the ruined buildings, Liam looked at the group. "We will survive," he whispered. "We are humans. We adapt, we think, we fight, and we will not give up." The group rested that night, ready to face whatever challenges came next, confident that together they were stronger than fear and capable of facing the humanoids that hunted them across Zirin. The humans had grown stronger over the past days. Liam, Mira, Jonas, Tara, and Nina had worked tirelessly to prepare the ruined city for defense. Traps were set along the main tunnels, warning signals were ready, and hidden escape routes were mapped. Even the children knew how to move quietly and stay out of danger. They were ready for the humanoids to return, but nothing could completely prepare them for the attack that came that night. It began with a low rumble that shook the ruins. The humans froze, hearts pounding. From the dark tunnels, glowing eyes appeared. The humanoids had found them. Liam signaled the group to take their positions, and everyone moved quickly but carefully. Jonas positioned near the main barrier, ready to collapse rocks if the hunters came too close. Tara stationed at a narrow passage, prepared to distract and mislead the humanoids. Mira gathered the children in a safe corner, whispering courage into their ears. Nina coordinated the other survivors to ensure every trap and hidden route was ready. The first humanoid stepped into the ruins, glowing eyes scanning the area. It was massive and fast, moving with confidence. Liam took a deep breath and signaled the group. Jonas triggered a hidden trap, dropping a heavy pile of stones into the passage. The humanoid stumbled, giving the humans precious moments to move. Tara threw small rocks to redirect another hunter, while Liam and Nina pushed fallen walls to create obstacles. The air was filled with tension, the sound of clashing rocks, and the deep roars of the hunters. Liam noticed the humanoids were adapting. Quickly, they began communicating with flashes of light, signaling each other to find new paths. It was clear they had expected traps and were using their intelligence to counter them. Liam realized the humans needed to be smarter and faster. Stay calm, he shouted. Use the tunnels, use the traps, and work together. We can win this. The group moved like a single unit. Jonas and Liam pushed boulders to block passages. Tara led some hunters into narrow spaces where they could not move easily. Nina and the other survivors set small alarms to alert them to approaching humanoids. Mira kept the children safe, showing courage even as her heart raced. The humans were not just defending, they were strategizing, reacting, and learning with every moment. After several tense minutes, the humanoids began to retreat temporarily. Liam saw this as the perfect moment to turn the fight around. We must push them back, he said. Use the traps and tunnels to control their movement. Lead them where we want. The group followed his plan, guiding the hunters into areas where the terrain worked for the humans. Rocks fell from above, tunnels narrowed, and passages became confusing for the humanoids. Every move the humans made was calculated, using intelligence and courage rather than brute force. Slowly, the hunters began to hesitate. They were surprised by the humans' cleverness, something they had not expected. Liam's heart raced, but he kept focus. He signaled to Jonas to block one last narrow tunnel. The remaining humanoids, confused and trapped in a small section of the ruins, struggled to find a way forward. Tara and Nina moved quickly, using small tools to collapse parts of the walls, forcing the hunters to retreat. Mira held the children close, whispering encouragement, and the group watched as the humanoids finally turned and fled deeper into the tunnels. For the first time, the humans felt a sense of victory. They had survived the attack, not by running, but by using their minds, working together, and showing courage. Liam looked at the group, his chest swelling with pride. We did it, he said. We are stronger than we thought. The humanoids may come again, but they now know humans cannot be easily defeated. The survivors checked the ruins and the traps, ensuring no danger remained. They attended to minor injuries, shared water, and quietly celebrated their success. Each person understood the importance of teamwork and preparation. They had turned a desperate fight into a moment of triumph. As the night passed, Liam looked out from the top of the ruins at the dark tunnels beyond. The moonlight reflected on the broken walls, casting shadows that danced with the memory of the battle. He knew the humanoids would return one day, but the humans had discovered a new strength. They could adapt, plan, and fight intelligently. Survival was no longer just about fleeing, it was about courage, strategy, and unity. Mira approached Liam, her eyes reflecting both relief and hope. We can survive this, she said. Together, we are stronger than any danger. Liam nodded. Yes, the fight is not over, but we have turned the corner. From now on, we do not only run, we control our own survival. We use our minds, our hearts, and our courage. Humanity will not perish on Zirin. The group settled down to rest, exhausted but proud. The ruins of the city had become more than just a hiding place. They were a symbol of resilience, a reminder that humans could face powerful foes and still endure. Liam knew that tomorrow would bring new challenges, but the turning point had come. The humans had survived the direct attack, proven their intelligence, and gained confidence in their ability to survive. With the first light of dawn filtering through the broken walls, the group felt renewed determination. They had faced fear, learned to fight smartly, and discovered that unity could overcome even the most relentless enemy. The struggle was far from over, but humanity had found its strength and would continue to rise against the odds. The first light of Ziren's sun spilled over the ruins, painting the broken buildings in soft gold. Liam stood on a high wall, scanning the horizon. The night had been quiet, and for the first time in many days, he felt a spark of hope. The humanoids had retreated after the battle, and the humans had survived. But survival was only the beginning. They had to reclaim parts of the city and prepare for the future. Mira joined him, holding the children close. "It feels peaceful," she said softly. "But we know the danger is still out there." "Yes," Liam agreed. "But we have learned something important. We are not powerless. We can survive. We can fight, and we can protect each other." Jonas and Tara were already moving through the ruins, reinforcing walls and clearing debris. Nina directed other survivors, organizing supplies and checking traps to ensure they were ready if the humanoids returned. The humans worked together, each person contributing their skills. Even the children carried small tools or helped move lighter objects, learning the value of cooperation and courage. Liam descended from the wall, joining the group. "We will rebuild this part of the city," he said. "We will make it safe, and we will prepare to explore the tunnels further. The humanoids may return, but we now have the knowledge and strength to face them." The group moved methodically, checking each corner and passage. They repaired broken barricades, reinforced weak walls, and created safe spaces for the children and families. Every action reminded them that they were no longer simply fleeing. They were taking control of their survival. Each human felt the power of strategy, teamwork, and courage. As the day progressed, the survivors discovered other signs of humans who had escaped the humanoids in the past. Old journals and markings detailed struggles similar to theirs. Liam read a few entries, learning how previous humans had used clever traps and careful planning to survive. "We are not the first," he said, "but we have something they did not fully have. We have the knowledge of what works and the courage to act together." Mira smiled at Liam. "It is inspiring," she said. "We can build on their experience and make a safe place for everyone here." In the afternoon, the group explored further tunnels, finding hidden chambers with supplies, clean water, and natural shelter. Each discovery increased their confidence. The ruins, once a place of fear and danger, were slowly becoming a stronghold, a home, and a symbol of human resilience. Liam gathered everyone together at the center of the city. "We have survived the hunters, but our work is just beginning," he said. "We cannot live in fear. We must continue to prepare, protect, and adapt. But today, we can celebrate that humanity endures. We have proven that even against strong enemies, humans can think, plan, and survive." Nina nodded. "We have allies now," she said. "We can protect more people, share knowledge, and make a difference. We will not be defeated because we stand together." The group spent the rest of the day improving defenses and creating clear escape routes. They trained quietly, teaching one another to move quickly, remain silent, and react to danger. Even the children practiced small exercises, learning courage and awareness. Every action strengthened their bond and their confidence. As the sun began to set, Liam climbed another wall, looking at the horizon. The desert of Ziren stretched far and wide, dangerous but full of possibilities. The humanoids might return, but the humans were ready. They had learned the value of strategy, teamwork, and resilience. Running had taught them caution, but clever thinking and bravery had given them power. Humanity had survived the struggle and grown stronger. Mira joined him again, her eyes reflecting both pride and hope. "We have come so far," she said, "from fear to courage, from running to defending." Humanity is stronger than we realized. Liam smiled. Yes, we have survived, and we will continue to survive. We will rebuild, protect, and grow. The humanoids are dangerous, but humans are clever, adaptable, and brave. We can endure anything. Today, we are victorious because we did not give up. Tomorrow, we will continue to rise. As night fell over Zirin, the ruins glowed softly with the light of fires and lamps. The group gathered near the center, sharing a quiet moment of relief and hope. They knew challenges remained, but for now, they could rest knowing they had survived the hunt and proved their strength. Liam looked at the stars above, thinking about the future. Humanity had endured fear, danger, and relentless hunters. They had discovered courage, intelligence, and the power of unity. The struggle had not broken them. It had strengthened them. We are humans, he whispered. We survive. We adapt. We fight. And we endure. The group settled down for the night, feeling a deep sense of triumph. The ruins were no longer only a place of hiding. They were a symbol of hope, resilience, and the unbreakable spirit of humanity. Zirin was dangerous, but the humans had proven that even in the harshest conditions, they could rise above fear, stand together, and face any challenge. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, but tonight, humanity celebrated its strength. Liam, Mira, Jonas, Tara, Nina, and the children knew one truth. Humans were capable of enduring, of overcoming, and of surviving against all odds. The struggle on Zirin was over for now, and hope had finally won.